So how did Heart Water come about? Whose idea was it and why water?
So back in 2015, when Ileana and I first connected, we wanted to be in the beverage business, and we wanted to do a beverage business that had a give back model. That was always our dream. So we thought, what beverage has the best opportunity to give back? So we landed on water, and then we were going down a list of names, and as we were going down the list, we were like, what connects the two the best? And Ileana came up with Heart Water.
Right. And from there, we were lucky enough to, meet these partners who have been in the water business for the last 7 years, and they've really just perfected rainwater and have just really made it, the most sustainable source of water. And so we've been lucky enough to partner with them, and yeah, we're just now launching.
How is rainwater different from like the other waters out there?
So rainwater is the most sustainable source because it's an infinitely renewable resource. We don't pull from the ground. The ground supply is a finite amount. The rain constantly keeps coming to replenish, right, our ecosystem. And then two, it's the purest substance. So it's not exposed to all the chemicals and pharmaceuticals that are in the groundwater. So
even groundwater, if it goes through reverse osmosis, which actually a lot of bottled water, is just groundwater that's pooled and goes through reverse osmosis, it cannot take away the pharmaceuticals. So there's birth control in there. There's, all kinds of hormones, antidepressants, just all kinds of bad things that you don't want in there. So the beautiful thing about Heart Water and about rainwater is that it never touches the ground. So
from the sky to your mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it goes through a process of filtration, which we'll get into later. But yeah, from the clouds straight to your heart.
And how did the name Heart come to be? And was it difficult choosing one?
No, I mean, water is life, and you can't live without water. So you can live 40 days without food, can't live 3 days without water. So.
And really, we landed on Heart because of the give back. That was
Right.
like the number one keystone behind the name, is like we wanted something that really was like embodied giving back.
Let's go check out the facility.
Let's go.
All right.
That's the exciting part.
Right on. Okay, so we're at the plant right here where we're obviously making all the waters. So again, explain, so the rain comes here and how does it work?
So the roof acts as a lake. So this is like a above ground aquifer, and when the rain hits the roof space, it goes through gravity fed filtration system, goes through our UV lights, goes through our ultrafiltration, and then goes to our bottling plant where then it finally gets ozone oxygenated before it gets bottled.
Very cool. And you can find the water online where?
Yeah, online at drinkheartwater.com. And we also have a store locator on there. So right now we're in a lot of Austin stores. We're going to be expanding soon across the nation.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you said these are made of aluminum, and which is really cool. It's easy to hold and stuff.
Yeah, it keeps it cool too.
Right, yeah, it does keep it cool. So what makes this particular water healthier as opposed to other waters?
Well, first off, because it's not groundwater, it's not being pulled from the ground, and we don't use reverse osmosis, it doesn't have pharmaceuticals or contaminants in it. And it's also, because it's, straight from the clouds, and when we catch it, it's pure alkaline water. So that's the other thing. With other groundwaters or with other bottled waters, some claim that they're alkaline and they may not always be alkaline. So ours is just right at that sweet spot of alkalinity.
Yeah, 7.0 to 7.1.
Alkalinity. That's a good word. Did I say it right? Alkalinity.
That's a tongue.
Now you've got me saying it.
Alkalinity.
No, that's not it.
It's not it. What is it?
Alkalinity.
Alkalinity.
That's it.
That's it. Alkalinity. We got it.
Heart water is the naturally purest water on the market. Rainwater is nature's distillation process. And how we measure our purity is through NTU and or TDS. And TDS means total dissolved solids, and that's what you cannot see in the water. And so Heart Water actually has the lowest natural TDS found on the market, which is between 7 and 15 TDS. Since we collect on top of a clean roof, we flush the water through a first flush process, and then we bring that water once we see that it has bottled water clarity. That is the only time that we bring the water into our facility. At Heart Water, we do a 7-step filtration process, and the final stage of our process is ultrafiltration. Heart Water is a perfectly balanced pH water. Since we're in limestone country, we have the perfect balance between 7.0 and 7.2 pH. We also add for our functional water pink Himalayan salt, which has 84 minerals and elements, whereas iodine, just typical table salt, is only 1 element. Heart Water can produce approximately 50,000 gallons of water from 1 inch of rainfall, which equates to over 400,000 16-ounce bottles.
From how we collect our water to how we package our water, we want to be sustainable, we want to be environmentally friendly and safe. So our catchment process uses absolutely no electricity. That decreases our demands on new energy, decreases the amount of environmental degradation needed to source that energy. So how we package our products is we use biodegradable, you touched on biodegradability, we use biodegradable packaging peanuts and biodegradable E6PR can rings. So why those are so important is instead of the polystyrene packaging peanuts that other companies may use or the plastic can rings that other beverage companies may use, we use biodegradable stuff. So instead of having a negative impact on the environment, it's actually beneficial or has no impact at all. Our 6-pack can rings are even edible by marine life. So instead of being strangled by these plastic can rings, marine life can eat our 6-pack can rings. So that is just how we contribute to a safer, healthier environment.